Howdy, I'm David Page. I have 15 years law enforcement experience. In today's episode of How to Cop, I'm going to talk about why shield shrouds or mourning bands should never be worn. It just got real.
A 20-year-old man with autism was tased by police.
Officers shot a 13-year-old boy with autism spectrum disorder.
Officers who tased a man with autism.
Why did police use a stun gun on her son who has autism?
When I was in Department of Corrections, I left in 2014. We did use shrouds. We called them shrouds or mourning bands. And I really didn't see a big problem with that. I wasn't a big fan of it or anything. And at the same time, the blue line flag began to come out at about around that area, I think. Now, in Department of Corrections, it wasn't a real big deal. It may be now. I don't know. But that in itself, once again, was not a big deal. However, what's changed now with the blue line flag is it's more appropriately called the blue line mafia flag. It is definitely an us versus them representation. Now, there may be all kinds of cops out there that want to argue with me, oh no, it's solidarity and everything else. It doesn't matter what you think at all. Not one damn bit. It matters what the public thinks. And I can definitely tell you there are a lot of people in the public that consider that flag to be divisive and actually hostile. With this being said, I was kind of beginning to associate in my own mind this shroud because it was only to represent cops that passed. Let's take a look at this story here.
News Channel reporter Tracy Lair joins us now live from the Santa Barbara Police Department. And Tracy, they are wearing mourning bands.
They are, and it's National Police Week, and they are gearing up for their Peace Officer Memorial event. When they heard about this, they pulled out those mourning bands. There's something that are issued along with their badges, but there are protocols about how to wear them. And then after they put those on, they learned of a Stockton officer who was killed in the line of duty just this morning going to a domestic violence call. And this is what they had to say about wearing those bands today.
We wear these bands starting on the day of their death up until they are placed to rest and have their funeral. So it's absolutely an emotional and sad day for us to lose a brother just so close to home.
Now, the reason that I saw this as very divisive is it's only for officers that have passed. And sure, that should be respected. I don't have a problem with that. But when it is divisive, when it's only for the police that die, why don't they have a red band for the civilians that they kill? Why don't they mourn them? Just saying. And this is pretty much what my point was with this video and the association I made between the blue line flag and this shroud now. But of course, it had to get much worse. And I hadn't even seen this before today, and I was completely shocked. So there you have it. I wasn't the only one that associated it. The police themselves, the blue line mafia, see it as a solidarity, us versus them thing. And this is absolutely pathetic. And I don't care what you think as a cop, if it's just solidarity and it's just helpful, and it's not. It is not in any way. The public is what matters. And when you wear this, you're sending out the wrong message. You're sending out the message that you are against the public. Don't do that. Don't wear a shroud. Get rid of it. Unless, of course, you want to wear a red shroud to represent the people that cops have murdered. This is David Page. Do what's right.